I don't know about you, but I get enraged by my no-coiner mates joking about how Bitcoin isn't really a currency as you can't buy anything with it. Sure, crypto might be magic internet money to some, but the idea that you cannot buy much with it is downright incorrect. In this video, I'm going to be looking at 10 crazy things you can buy with cryptocurrency. That's so that you can re-educate those ignorant folks that don't know any better. Also, I hear that many of you have made some pretty tasty gains this year. So this might also serve as a bit of a shopping list for crypto veterans wanting to take some profits and reward themselves for riding that crypto roller coaster. Before I get cracking, there are some cold hard truths I need to share. I've been told that the smooth sounds of my British accent make me sound like a financial advisor, and that I actually look like one when dressed in a suit. However, don't let that deceive you. I am most certainly not one, and that means that nothing in this video should be considered investment advice. Instead, I like to think of myself as the 007 of crypto. The name's Guy, Crypto Guy. And over here at the Bureau, I am on a mission to bring you the highest quality crypto content on the tube. If that sounds like something that tickles your fancy, then you'll want to join me on that mission by gently pressing that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to smash that little bell. Do that and you'll get my videos while they're hot. There is one more thing you should know. Can I please direct your gaze to the timestamps below? Use them if you're short on time to skip ahead to the most interesting things you can buy with those sats. Okay, have you got your treasures handy? Let's spend some crypto. The first interesting thing you can buy with crypto has got to be vacations. Yes, I do speak American as well. Now, I don't know about you, but I am personally longing to just jump on a plane and go somewhere sunny to put my feet up and relax for a bit. I guess that being locked up in your flat for a year will do that to most people. Now, while travel may still be a little difficult with all these new variants popping off, things will hopefully return to normal pretty soon. I hope. So, when travel does open up again, you could spend some of those crypto gains on the holiday of a lifetime using Travala. This is basically crypto's version of Expedia and allows you to book flights to pretty much any country in the world and choose from any of 2.2 million hotels. Even better, you can actually save up to 40% by booking through Travala too, particularly useful for those who want to get the most bang for their buck. You can book that holiday through Travala using any one of dozens of cryptocurrencies. This includes major blue-chip coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum, a plethora of stable coins, as well as mid-cap altcoins like Swipe, Monero, and VeChain. Okay, so that's enough daydreaming about the tranquil waters of the Adriatic on a warm summer's day. I want to move on to something very useful that you can buy with Bitcoin right now and actually use. Let's go. My second pick has got to be VPNs. Now, as a bit of a privacy hawk, I don't particularly like the idea of governments or internet service providers snooping on my online activity. Yes, some people might say, what's the problem if you've nothing to hide? Well, my usual response to that is, why don't you walk naked down the street if you've got nothing to hide? The point is my business, and just because it's above board does not mean everyone has a right to see it. And it's not just about general privacy these days. It's also about security. There are numerous ways for smart hackers to snoop on your unencrypted internet connection and steal your personal information, info like passwords and credit card details, etc. Now, of course, another benefit of VPNs is that you can use them to get access to different content on the likes of Netflix. If you've watched everything worth watching in your current location, you can use a VPN to unlock even more content by accessing Spanish Netflix, for example. So it's quite clear that a VPN is a worthwhile investment. But what's even cooler than that is that major VPN providers like NordVPN, SurfShark and ExpressVPN all accept BTC. It's probably not a bad idea to use some of your crypto stack to get one of those, seeing that most people I know are spending an ungodly amount of time online at the moment and are literally running out of things to watch. That way, you can ride out the 10th wave of COVID with top-notch online privacy and access a whole boatload of new content too. Now, everyone knows we're living in a bit of a topsy-turvy world right now. It also seems that a bunch of people are worried about things like inflation due to insane levels of money printing and pent-up demand. Sure, crypto may act as a hedge against that, but a wise man once said, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket." I'm certainly not the type of chap to quibble with a wise man, and there is indeed another inflation hedge that you can actually buy with crypto. So let's take a look. The third odd thing that you can buy with crypto is gold and silver bullion. Gold has been seen as a safe haven asset for thousands of years, and I doubt that's going to change anytime soon. Sure, crypto is better than gold as a store of value for numerous reasons. However, some people out there might want to hedge out some of that crypto portfolio risk by holding a bit of gold. Silver is another interesting asset that actually has significantly more industrial applications than gold. Historically, it was used as the people's money, and it turns out that both gold and silver tend to do well during times of inflation too. That's why both commodities have a reputation for being a solid hedge in uncertain times. Well, it's gone unnoticed by many, but there has been something of a buying frenzy for these commodities this year. Indeed, the London Bullion Market Association, LBMA for short, were in a bit of a pickle in late January and early February this year. Essentially, if strong inflows into silver-backed ETFs had continued, then that could have left the LBMA London vaults running out of silver bars for those ETFs. The lack of silver was so great that the iShares Silver Trust actually changed its prospectus in early February by stating that, quote, "The demand for silver may temporarily exceed available supply that is acceptable for delivery to the trust." They went on to say, "It is possible that authorized participants may be unable to acquire sufficient silver that's acceptable for delivery to the trust." So yes, the concerns over shortages of the commodity are certainly real. The good news for any crypto hodler wanting to diversify their inflation hedge is that you can buy both gold and silver bullion with Bitcoin. BitGuild and the European Mint allow you to buy a massive assortment of gold and silver coins and bars with BTC. So yes, if you want to stack some precious metals in addition to those sats, you now know where to go. But what if you have already set up your defenses against that pesky inflation and are just biding your time for the world to get back to normal? You need some entertainment to break up that crypto research, am I right? Well, if that's you, then I think I may have you covered with my next thing you can spend crypto on. So, let's move on to that. The fourth thing that I bet you didn't know you could buy with crypto is computer games. Now, some crypto OGs will remember that Steam used to accept Bitcoin back in the day. That basically stopped in 2017. However, you can still buy Steam, Minecraft, PlayStation, and App Store gift cards with Bitcoin on Bitrefill. So, if you're serious about gaming and want to make lockdowns more bearable by playing that hot new gaming title you were waiting for, then you should definitely check that out. But what if you don't want to sit around playing video games and you want to try your hand at entrepreneurship instead? Well, it turns out you can buy one of the most important things for any business with crypto. My fifth thing you can buy with crypto has got to be domains. Now, as a chap that lives in cyberspace, I'm probably biased in my opinion that all businesses are online businesses to a certain extent and that you need a website. To make that happen, any budding entrepreneur needs to register a hot domain, and for that you'll need a domain registrar. Well, it turns out that one of the best options for that is a place called Namecheap, which also accepts Bitcoin as a payment method. So yes, you can hop on over there to get that hot .com domain to help you launch that successful business venture. Now, with all that being said, most people are not interested in starting a business. Also, what's really the point in all that effort if you have already loaded up on a hot altcoin that's surefire 100x? A better use of time might be working out what you're going to spend those crypto gains on when they roll in. Well, if that's you, then my next way to spend crypto is going to be right up your street. Sure, shouts of "when Lambo" are a bit of a running joke in crypto Telegram groups. However, I'd wager that most newly minted crypto millionaires are going to upgrade their car in some way. So that brings me on to my sixth crazy thing you can buy with crypto, and that would be that car upgrade we've always wanted. Yes, Elon Musk has flip-flopped on the idea of accepting BTC for Teslas. However, Bitcars has been doing that for years. So, if you wanted to buy that awesome Tesla Model 3 with Bitcoin, then this is where to go. But that's not all that's on the shelves over here. Yes, you can buy your bog-standard Lambos, Ferraris, and other supercars with Bitcoin here. But what's more interesting is that you can actually buy more practical luxury cars like Audis, BMWs, and Jaguars here as well. But maybe you don't want a modern car and want a bit of that old-timer feel and the opportunity to invest in classic cars. Well, Bitcars gives you that option too. Now personally, I think I would look pretty dashing rocking around in this old-school Excalibur Phaeton. But maybe you want to buy a car with Bitcoin Cash or Nano. Alternatively, you might be more of a stealth wealth type of person and want to get your hands on a normal car, like a Vauxhall Corsa. Well, you can do all that at Auto Coin Cars. I definitely recommend you scout that out too if you're thinking of spending some crypto on a new motor. Sure, cars are nice, but let's face it, they are a depreciating asset, and the more expensive they are, the higher the depreciation. Maybe a better use of those crypto gains is to buy something that you'll use more often and has a decent chance of appreciating in value over time. In case you haven't guessed it, my 7th interesting thing you can buy with crypto is a house. Now, as I'm British, I've been trained to be obsessed with property markets and the idea of owning my own house one day. I'm aware that this outlook is far from normal in places like Europe. It's just one of those odd things that make up the British character, I guess. Well, the good news for those that have made astronomical crypto gains is that you can actually spend that Bitcoin on your dream home. You can do that on bithome.ch. Personally, I really like the look of this condo in Cyprus. Looks pretty swanky to me, and it's even got 2 garages, so I could properly look after that Excalibur Phaeton and Lambo if I wanted to over there. I've also found a pretty smart 4-room flat in crypto tax-efficient Switzerland as well. Actually, that's another thing that crypto millionaires need to know about. Which countries are the best to live in from a crypto tax point of view? And I've actually done a dedicated video on that already, so bosh that vid over here to check it out. Anyhow, BitHome lists properties throughout the world, and yes, you can buy them all with Bitcoin. So that's the place to go for those looking to sink some Bitcoin into real estate. But what if you already have an awesome house? Not only that, but your crypto stack is so large, you're looking for something a bit more, shall we say, exotic. Well, I might have a little something crazy up my sleeve for those crypto ballers to spend those coins on. My 8th crazy thing you can buy with crypto has got to be a yacht. Now, conventional wisdom says you should never buy anything that floats or flies. However, if you are a true crypto baller, then you'll want to completely disregard that and just grab yourself the biggest toy money can buy. Well, it turns out that Idoneus, a broker for luxury assets, goods and services, is offering up a $25 million yacht, and they'll actually allow you to pay for it in cryptos like BTC and ETH. Yes, this is the most outrageous thing I've seen that you can buy with crypto. But let's face it, most of us are sensible people, well, reasonably so, and even if we had that obscene amount of crypto, would not throw that type of money at a yacht. Instead, a smarter thing to do might be to rent that yacht for a few hours and shell out half an ETH or so. But what if you got bored on that rented yacht? Well, you might want an iPad or even a drone to keep you occupied. Well, it turns out that there is a one-stop shop for all those things. Even better, they certainly do accept Bitcoin. My 9th way to spend Bitcoin has got to be on Newegg. Basically, this is the place to go if you want to buy electronics with BTC. Here you can get all those computer components to build that custom gaming rig and play that game you've got off Steam using Bitrefill. Yes, you can get that Xbox or PlayStation here too, along with almost any Apple product, drones, headphones, phones, and even boring office stuff. So yes, Newegg has definitely got to be one of the most practical places that you can actually spend Bitcoin. I would certainly recommend that you folks check it out. Now, I've covered some crazy things you can buy with crypto on this list, and some pretty useful items that you probably had no idea that you could get with crypto. However, I've left the craziest thing till last. At number 10, I have a super crazy thing that you can buy with crypto. I need a drum roll, if you please. It has to be my very own crypto merch. Now, for those that don't know, I actually sell each and every t-shirt you see me wear on the channel in my merch store. I've actually designed these t-shirts and hoodies myself, and what's even more perplexing to me is that quite a lot of you are actually buying them. Yes, I do indeed accept Bitcoin and Ethereum for these. But what shirts and hoodies should you be looking at? Well, my current favorite has to be ETH Evolution. Basically, this depicts how Ethereum is the natural evolution of money. So yes, that's one that any Ethereum supporter should definitely be rocking. Also, I imagine that most of you watching this hold some amount of Bitcoin. So, why not let those no-coiners know that you're part of the 21 million club with this little number? But what about those hoodies? Well, we all know that crypto markets can be extremely volatile. So when that happens, I like to walk around Coin Bureau HQ with this snazzy Keep Calm and Hodl On t-shirt. Another bonus with that one is that you can just point to it when panicked crypto holders are asking you what to do. Smart, eh? Yes, this is a little bit of shameless self-promotion here, but I need to tell you why my merch store exists in the first place. Some of you have noticed that I always refuse to run ads on the channel. Now, the reason why is twofold. The first is that I personally hate watching ads, and I imagine you feel the same about them too. Secondly, there are scammers out there buying these ads and promoting fake crypto giveaways. Generally, these encourage you to send crypto to the scammer by luring you in with some fake promotion. Now, I honestly wouldn't sleep at all well at night knowing that I could be responsible for some of you being tricked by these nefarious ads. So yes, I refuse to run them for that very simple reason. Anyhow, it appears that I'm losing quite a lot of money by not running these ads, and honestly, I've been investing what I can to keep improving the quality of content on the channel. The main way that I can do that is through these merch sales. So, a big thank you to all the people out there that have decided to support my work on YouTube. It really is greatly appreciated. So, if you love what I do here, then please do hit up that link to my merch store in the description below. Now that's about all I have time for today. However, I do want to share a few closing thoughts. Many of you probably wonder why you would spend crypto in the first place. After all, most of us have probably heard from a friend about how they spent 10 BTC on a Steam computer game back in the day and now really regret that decision. The truth is that if no one ever spent their crypto, then it wouldn't be a currency and there simply wouldn't be a reason for merchants to accept it as a payment method. That would be pretty bad news for wider adoption. Also, no one ever went broke taking profit, and let's face it, we all deserve a little treat now and then for putting up with the stress that is the crypto roller coaster. Now it's time to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the craziest thing you can buy with crypto? Have you got any questions? Now, while you're creating that insightful comment, I want to tell you about my Telegram channel. Here I share my quick thoughts on the crypto markets when I don't have time to make a video. It's also the only official Telegram channel I have. All others are impersonating me. You can find the link to that in the description below. Finally, if you found this video interesting, then help this crypto champ out by smacking that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, then you can commit to that by flicking that little bell. This is your Crypto Captain signing off. I hope to catch you in a bit.